I'd say peace and blessings to all the brothers and sisters out there in social media land. Let me put my seatbelt on before somebody be on my case. Hold that, Jason. This is indeed a great day to be alive. It's a day that the Most High Heavenly Father made, and we're going to rejoice and be glad in it. We're going to make this video. We're going to continue to, where am I at? I'm on the wrong side. Yeah, I'm on the wrong side. Yeah, we're going to keep the community event going. One of the things that I would like to do for these children, it's going to be real simplistic. I'm never going to ask anybody to do anything that I'm not going to do myself. I'm going to be leading the way, leading the charge. We know that the children are back in school now, and it's going to be turning cold pretty soon. And not to say that parents don't do for their children, because many parents do for their children. Many parents are able to do. But we know those children are going to be standing on the bus stop in the cold weather. I want to see if I can get some brothers and sisters to come alongside of me. And the only thing that I'm going to ask is that those that can and will, when we show up at the community event on next Tuesday, if the Most High wills the weather to be good and nothing gets in the way, I'm going to ask some of the brothers and sisters that throughout the course of this week that you might be able to go and purchase just one bundle of thick socks. Just one bundle of thick socks. Those that can't afford to do more, you are more than welcome to do more. But I think that that's one of the that is simple as it is. It's going to be something that's going to become a great benefit for these children while they have to stand out on these corners waiting on the bus and going back to school. So that's what it is. Drop the Casket Coalition, put down the guns, put on the skates. No child in the park without skates. And all of those that can and will be willing to come alongside your brother and do something great. We're going to do things as the Spirit prompt our heart to do them. It's not, we ain't just keep coming up with things to do. But as the Spirit prompt our heart with certain things, then that's what we're going to do. I remember coming up as a kid, you know what I'm saying, that some of us didn't have gloves. When Mom and them sent us out there to shovel the snow, we had to put socks on our hands. We had to put socks on our hands just to keep our hands warm. So I'm asking brothers and sisters that between socks and gloves for the children, I think that'll be something great. And then on top of that, as we said, when we're dealing with community, you're talking about each one of us being able to assume a responsibility for all of us. And when we all bind ourselves together as a hand in the glove, we can get some of those things done. I want to say this to some of my Israelite brothers. My Israelite brothers, it's the same thing. There are other ways that we can reach our people with love and goodness besides just talking, besides words. So we want our brothers to participate in some of these things. You know what I mean? If you can find it within your organization to come out and do something good like this. Just simply buy a bundle of socks so that we can give to the children, or some gloves. That'd be fine. Same thing go for our Christian brothers too. Yeah, Jesus is Lord, and one of the things that He's saying is that we are to love each other the same way that God have loved us. Now many of us have been put in a position to where God had put us in a position where we're able to take care of ourselves, where we're able to take care of our children. But there are many brothers and sisters that God loved that have not been in the same position. So some of our single parents out there, you know what I mean, ain't getting no child support, ain't on welfare, going to work every day. And it's very expensive to be single when you got 2 or 3 children and then you don't have no support. And so this is where we become aids to each other. We know that we're supposed to care for fatherless children, and that don't mean that the children don't have fathers. And sometimes the fathers may not be in a position to really come to the aid of the children in the manner that they're supposed to. And so it becomes our responsibility. We're supposed to care for those widows too, those women who have lost all of their sustenance. Maybe their husband have died, or maybe, you know what I'm saying, whoever was helping them out and been taken out of the earth or something of that nature. We got to be mindful that all of these people are in the world. And so, little becomes much when we put it in the master's hand. So to my Israelite brothers, to my Christian brothers, my brothers and sisters that's in church, they got organizations, you know what I'm saying? We give you the opportunity to do something that's outside of the four walls of your establishment. I want to send this big shout out to some of my Islamic brothers. Now, some of my Islamic brothers are out here. They're out here boots on the ground. I've seen with my own eyes. I know on last year, some of my Islamic brothers at the mosque down on 31st Street was handing out children bicycles and things like that. So we're not saying that people are not doing or playing their part. But when we look at the condition of the community and the condition that some of our children are in, we see that there's much work to be done. So for those that can and will, when we come up to the community event at Swope Park Bandstand on next week, I'm going to ask those that can and will desire to come alongside of your brother and do something great. Man, you don't realize how great that is just to go to Costco's and buy a bundle. Just a bundle. And the bundle have about maybe six to 8 pair of socks in it. Nice thick socks, you know what I mean? You don't have no idea how a kid that got to stand out on the bus stop when it's cold don't appreciate that. You know what I mean? So how important it is that a child get to have gloves. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand what that's going to mean to the parent that can't afford to buy all of these things for their children. You know, that we'll have people on hand on next week that be out there giving away backpacks and school supplies and stuff of that nature. So my thing is that this is just the idea that I'm coming up with, but I'm telling brothers and sisters, whatever you can find your hand to do for these children. You don't have to ask me. You don't have to do nothing. Only thing you have to do is do it. And then you show up and then you present your support, you present your love gift, you know what I mean? And then it's going to go right into the hands of those that need it. I want to send a big shouts out to Big Vic and Big E on last Tuesday. Thank you for that $150 contribution. I had a couple of more. We had our sister, man, I can't call her name right off. Well, anyway, she has a restaurant, you know what I'm saying? And she made a contribution. We got a couple of other people that made a contribution. We were able to raise close to $300, you know what I'm saying? We still got children coming to the park, getting on the list for skates. So we were able to raise almost $300 on Tuesday. And so we know that skating is going to be coming to an end pretty soon. We're not going to be quick to cut it off. Or as long as the parents desire to bring the children, you know, we know that they're not going to stay as late as normal. But as long as the parents are still desiring to bring the children, then we'll keep it rolling. And as long as we keep it rolling, we're going to continue to beckon our brothers and sisters to come alongside of us with some community support. So what we want to reach for next is we want to get some socks and we want to get some gloves for the children. We know that parents got to go out and buy school clothes. They got to buy jackets. They got to buy, you know what I mean? But how many of you ever grew up like this? You know what I mean? You might have been able to pay the lights. You might have been able to pay the water, but it was summertime, so you couldn't afford to pay the gas bill. The gas bill was gas to stay off all summer until it was time for the winter time to come. It was almost like, you know what, you had enough for 2 or 3 things, but it was always one area that had to go in lack. And this is kind of how it is when we're dealing with our single parent homes, you know. So any brothers and sisters out there, and this is not limited to my brothers and sisters in Kansas City, Missouri. For 8 years now, we have had the Helps Ministry that we established based on our beloved brother, Deshaun Tatum, with Yashua, the movement. And we have kept that help ministry going, and that help ministry have helped people all over the country. And so to my brothers and sisters that's all over the country, in my Israelite community, my Christian community, my Islamic community, you're not limited to that. You can still come and show your support for what we're aiming and what we're attempting to do, knowing full well that when we get the call to come to somebody's aid, we're going to be right there to get that done. So this is indeed a great day to be alive. This is a day that the Most High Heavenly Father have made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And let's fill up a major box with bundles of socks and gloves that we can give away to the children. They can be prepared before wintertime get here. So peace and blessings on all of you.